Hey guys, this is Patoom from NCG, and I'm going to show you guys my Dark Magician deck profile for March 2018. Let me just say this isn't perfect, but this is the build that I've been liking a lot. This is, I would say, kind of a budget build. There's no hand traps, but when I do get the hand traps from the new Kaiba set, they're definitely going into this deck. But enough talking, let's get started with the deck profile. So first, I run 3 Dark Magicians. You can't play a Dark Magician deck without Dark Magicians. As you can see, I have 3 different artworks. I have the not original art, but like original card, but I have the original like artwork kind of style. I have Arcanus because I really like it, and then I also have the movie art for it. So I play 3 Dark Magicians. I also play 2 Illusion. I used to run him at 3. He can be a brick though. That's the reason why I stopped running him at 3. I think 2 is just fine. I also play 3 Radiants. I love Kaijus, and especially when they have the Kaiju field spell, easy way to go into a link. So it's a great card to have. I personally like running Radiant. It's also great when you have the next card I'll be showing. It's awesome to use against your opponent. I also play 3 Mahads. People traditionally don't like running Mahad. I don't understand why. I love running Mahad in this deck. I do admit sometimes when I draw into my drawing hand, I don't like seeing it. But this guy is a lifesaver in different ways. Like going against a dark monster, obviously going for 5k, he's practically a lightning. I also like it because when he's destroyed by battle, I can bring out a Dark Magician, and usually I'll have a circle so I can just start banishing stuff. So that's why I run 3 Mahads. I also run 3 Apprentice. This was a hassle to get. They're so expensive. But she is a consistency maker. Just being able to pitch like a dead card in your hand to draw and to add a Dark Magician to your hand. It also has like the honest effect, so it's great to have. You have to run this card at 3. I don't understand why you would run it at any lower than that. 3 Rod's your searcher. Gets your circle, gets your navigation, gets your eternal soul. If you run the other Dark Magician cards, like spell cards and trap cards, you can get those as well. So that's why I run 3 Rods. 2 Magic Hand. Magic Hand's a great allure target. Also, with the fact that this is practically a searching era in regards to Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, it's basically search, banish. It's great to have. The search only happens, like the burn for the search only happens once, but it's still a good card to have. It's also a great apprentice target and a great knowledge target. It's just a good, I haven't seen that many builds. I've seen a few builds run it. I just like running it at 2. And then that does it sort of for the monster lineup. The only reason why I say sort of is because I run an engine and it only has 1 monster. So I run the Spellbook engine. I like this ratio. It's 1 blue boy to 2 knowledge to 2 knowledge and 2 secrets. 5 cards is great. I think doing 6 is a little excessive, and I don't think you really need it. So I run the Spellbook engine, and that would technically conclude my monster lineup because blue boy is my last monster. And then I run 1 mind control. The only reason why I have 1 mind control in here opposed to like 2 or 3 is because that's when mind control is at 1. It's a lifesaver sometimes. I take an opponent's decode talker and go for my extra deck shenanigans, and then I go for a bigger link. So it's good to have at least 1. I also play 2 Secret Village. This is totally optional. I like using it because even though Pendulum Magicians are meta, there's still some other decks that can really get nerfed when you bring out Secret Village. Another card that I also recommend that I actually didn't mind was the Kaiju field spell, because Radiant makes a token for himself, so that can go into an easy link too. But I do like Secret Village a little bit more. I also play 2 Dark Magic attacks. This is in the spot for Allure. I don't have Allure because Allure right now is $4, and I think that's a ridiculous pricing for Allure. It should be around 2. But Dark Magic attack works just as well. Most likely I'm gonna switch these out for Allures, but for now, I guess Dark Magic attack is just as good. Or I shouldn't say just as good, but it's a decent replacement. And then 2 Eye of Timaeus. I used to run this at 3. I think 2 is a little bit better, less bricky. My only stipulation with Eye of Timaeus is that it's not searchable. and I don't understand why they should make cards that can search this card out. But, you know, when I do end up drawing into this card and I have Dark Magician on the field, it's a lifesaver. So that's why I run 2. And then I play 3 Circle. Circle is a great way to search, or not search, but like look at the top 3 cards and kind of anticipate your next plays. Also, when you summon a Dark Magician, that banish is amazing. So that's why you should run Dark Magical Circle at 3. I also play 3 Navigation. Even when you don't have anything to navigate with, sending this to the graveyard either through Apprentice or what's that one card? Yeah, Apprentice, or like if your opponent MSTs it, is totally fine, because the effect when it's in the graveyard, you can like banish it and negate a spell or trap. So it's always great to have some of these in your graveyard. And then the final 3 cards are Eternal Souls. Run 3 of them things. I don't know why you would run any ratio under than that. This card protects your Dark Magicians, and you shouldn't run anything lower than 3. Alright, and that does it for the main deck lineup. Now for the extra deck. So first the fusions. I play 1 Dark Magician the Dragonite, 1 Dark Paladin, and 1 Amulet Dragon. If I am going in for Timaeus, the go-to is definitely the Dragonite, just because it protects my back row. Dark Paladin is when I know my opponent has a lot of dragons and I can just swing in and negate stuff. And then Amulet Dragon is if it's late game and I know my opponent has a lot of like spells, and I know I would have a lot of spells in my graveyard. So I would use this just to go for a final swing. I might switch Paladin out for a Draco Sack. We're just seeing. And then for my Xseed lineup, I play, where is he? I play 1 Naruto. Naruto, since you can make a rank 6 with the apprentices, it's good to have. And then when you have a rank 6 spellcaster, you can go into Ebon Illusion, and that's great when you have a Dark Magician on the field. It's more banishing. 1 Ebon High. I don't bring him out as much, but he has saved my butt a few times, just because sometimes I want to bring out an apprentice. It also pops a card when it leaves the field, or yeah, when it leaves the field. If you can make a rank 7, go for Flare Metal. Great burn, so I wouldn't understand why you wouldn't make him. 1 Big Eye. It's practically a mind control, going for an easy link. And then I go to 1 Titanic Moth. It's a very situational card. If I'm going against a slower deck, I would definitely bring out Titanic Moth. He hasn't been seeing that much play, but when he does go into play, he's definitely very useful. And then 1 Hierophant. I really like this card in Dark Magicians, just because he's pretty easy to make. He has multiple like cards that can become material, and its effect is like you can detach a material from this card and then like get rid of as many spells and trap your opponent has, up to the amount of spellbook cards in your graveyard. I run 5 spellbooks, so pretty much I can get rid of their whole back row. So this card definitely comes in handy. And that does it for my Xseed lineup. Now for the links. We have 1 Proxy Dragon. Standard. I used to run him in my Fire King deck, but I found a little bit more use of him in my Dark Magician deck since I'm bringing out more extra deck monsters. I also play 1 Underclock Taker. When Code Talker comes out, this guy will be gone. I prefer Code Talker, but Underclock Taker is still pretty good. 1 Akashic Magician. She's a spellcaster. She's dark. What else do I need to say? She's also great for getting rid of your opponent's monster. Great searcher, like especially when you combo her off with Circle. Because let's say, hey, I want Mahad, and you like arrange the order so Mahad would come in. You draw into Mahad, Mahad comes onto the field. So Akashic is a great card to have in Dark Magicians. 1 Decode Talker, or as I like to call him, Dat Boy. I shouldn't like really need to go into detail on this card. He's great. Great way to bring out multiple extra deck monsters. I'll even like flash the screenshot from one of my duels where I got to make some pretty good degenerate plays. It'll show right about now. It's an awesome card. If I'm going into a link, I usually go for Dat Boy. And then 1 Firewall Dragon. There's some combos you can do, and it's really fun. And it also recycles up your hand, so it's great to have a Firewall Dragon in your deck. And that does it for my Dark Magician deck profile. If you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments below. Follow NCG on all of our social media sites. Follow me on Instagram right here. And I hope you guys enjoyed that deck profile. We'll see you later. Or bye. That was really awkward.